Okay, so today I want to tell you a story about almost getting fired at one of my first jobs because I had a side hustle. Let's get into it. So, one of my first jobs out of university was at a media company, and I was really there because I had a journalism degree, but I'd been building businesses from a really young age and kind of just figured that I should start a new one. So, myself and a couple of other people from the same company, not the same office, not the same business in the same holding company, but the three of us who were friends outside of work, we decided that we should start a tech review site. Now, the problem with this particular side hustle at this particular company is that the company was a media house. So they produce content, one of the oldest media houses in South Africa, and we built a tech review site. They weren't doing anything in tech, they weren't doing anything online. This was about, 15 years ago, maybe more. So I was in my really early 20s, and we built a site really simply on WordPress. We called it Nudget, Nudjit. I have no idea why we called it Nudget. I was full-time employed at a financial magazine in the stable of businesses. The other guys were in the digital space in this business, and we started reviewing gadgets, cell phones that had just come out. I mean, at this time, the iPhone wasn't even a thing. We were reviewing HTC phones and headphones and all sorts of cool stuff. We were getting free gadgets and uploading them, not really making any money from it, but so be it. And then we started telling one of the guy's bosses about this business, who was also a friend of ours from university. And he kind of looked at us and said, I don't think that you're allowed to do that. And it didn't even cross my mind. I had no idea that an employment contract prevented people who were employed from doing things on the side. Well, I was about to learn about this in great detail. So we started to panic. We checked our employment contracts, and I realized that my employment contract specifically forbid me from starting up related businesses that compete with the business that I was employed by. And sure, I was employed by the financial division or financial magazine, and this was a tech review site. But in theory, I should have actually built this for my employer. And I made some stupid errors. First, we built this on campus. We built this on their property. Second, we built this using their internet while we were at work. Third, I built this using a work computer. And fourth, I built this with people at the same company as me. And I think the fifth big mistake was we built a side hustle or a startup in a competitive space, in the same space as my employer. And let's be clear, they weren't paying me to compete with them. They weren't paying me to do other work inside of work time. So I was very clearly in the wrong. I just had absolutely no fucking clue that I was in the wrong. And then the hammer came down, and we had threats of being fired. We had threats of being sued. It was really intense. I had to get an HR professional to come and look over my contract and help me. And it ends up that we actually got out of this really well, not even unscathed. We made money out of this. So luckily for us, this boss in the digital space was kind enough to propose that the holding company purchase the gadget review site from us instead of firing and suing us. So over a period of a couple of weeks, we took whatever offer they made us, a completely irrelevant amount of money, but it was better than losing my job, being sued, and having to deal with the fallout of that. If you own a company and you're watching this, here's the thing. Your team is going to go out and do other stuff. They are employed to do one job, but people don't function that way. We all exist in a multiple of areas of life. Whether you're a full-time athlete or a part-time tailed plate spinner or whatever. We've all got hobbies, we've all got interests, we've all got ways outside of our core job to make money. So why not let your staff, let your team, let your colleagues engage in other things? There is research that indicates that people who build side hustles actually become better at their jobs because they're learning skills that your company is probably not going to teach them. So instead of you spending money to upskill these people in specific things, they're going to go out and learn it themselves because they're going to try and make money. For example, if you are not in an e-commerce retail space, why not let your staff go and open up e-commerce dropshipping businesses, go and learn about digital marketing, community growth, acquisition costs, all these interesting things that can come back into your business, not compete with you, but help you grow. And most people aren't looking to leave their job in the name of their side hustle. Most people just want a little bit of money to add to their existing income streams. So that's my advice. If you are in a startup, a side business, a big corporate, start thinking about how you can engage your team so that they can go out and learn new and different things, make extra money on the side, and bring those skills back into the business. Then if you are thinking about starting a side hustle, go buy my book, How to Start a Side Hustle. The link will be in the comments below. I have been building businesses for 20 years, and recently my book has become a bestseller and will help you figure out how to build your own side hustle and get things off the ground. But for now, as always, it's up to you to do the work, and I can't wait to see what you put out into the world. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Share it with someone who runs a company and get them to start thinking about bringing side hustles into their businesses.